Good evening, Peter Hughes in Tasmania with Win News. More than 200 protesters have stormed the streets of Devonport in the state's northwest today in a show of support for the crew members on board the Alexander Spirit. It comes as further delays push the fuel tankers sailing back another day, while concerns grow for the welfare of its workers.
Emotions running high as hundreds of protesters spilled out onto the streets of Devonport in support of the 36 sacked crew members on board the Alexander Spirit. It's the latest in a string of action from the community, whose outrage the Fair Work Commission upheld its decision that industrial action taken by the workers over the past week has been illegal.
The community protest line down here were absolutely gutted. But we recognise that it might be a court of law, but it is not a court of justice.
Others used the event to raise concerns about Australia's shipping industry and an influx of offshore jobs. According to the Maritime Union of Australia, just 14 ships are left with Australian crews.
If we're going to be stripping Australian jobs, well, North West Coast, we've got high unemployment already. We cannot afford to have more jobs going.
When we came to Australia 50 years ago, it was a different country. There was plenty friendly, and now it's all changed.
The loss of any Australian job is always regrettable. What is also regrettable is when parties to a dispute are not willing to accept the umpire's decision.
It all started 9 days ago when workers were informed they would be made redundant and replaced by cheaper international crew upon the vessel's return to Singapore.
This whole question of exporting jobs overseas has got to stop. The security of our fuel, the maritime workers are under attack, and I just think it's absolutely outrageous.
Now, after a week of protests, the AMU says the ordeal has begun to take its toll on crew members, with several workers already sent home due to stress or welfare concern.
The reverse side of that is, as much as we're concerned for the well-being of those affected crew members that have left the vessel, we're also concerned about the well-being and the ongoing well-being of the crew that remain on the vessel. TK
Shipping, the company behind the vessel, didn't respond to requests for comment. The ship is scheduled to set sail for Singapore tomorrow evening. Rebecca Elston, Win News.